Okay, I think we are live. What's up, my friend? Abby here, and welcome to the Write With Me live stream. First things first, tell me if you can see me and hear me okay. Make sure that my camera and my mic are working good, hopefully. And welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. It's so amazing to see all of your smiling faces in the chat. So excited to see you guys and so excited to write with you today. So this is session number 2 of our Write With Me live event this month, the virtual writing retreat of June, our 3rd annual virtual writing retreat together. It's so amazing to finally be doing this with you guys again. 3 years in a row. Amazing. So much fun. We've had so many amazing inspired writing sessions doing this retreat together, and I'm really excited to be doing it again this year. It's always a nice break from the usual work and different tasks with publishing and things like that, to be able to take the month of June to kind of have like this midsummer break of creativity and just enjoying the practice, enjoying the process. So I am absolutely thrilled and so grateful that I get to share this journey with you guys. It's so much fun. Okay, everyone can see me? Awesome. Y'all can see me and hear me okay? Fantastic. Wonderful. So if this is your first time at a Write With Me live stream, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. The way these live streams are structured is we do writing sprints together with short breaks in between. So we're going to do 4 writing sprints total, 25 minutes on, 5 minutes off. And during those 5-minute breaks, I will answer some questions that pop up in the chat, and we'll chat for a little bit during the break and then go into our next writing sprint. Okay, so 4 sprints total, 3 breaks total, and we'll get to kind of chat about our stories along the way. So that's how these are structured, and I'm going to have a timer going, and I'm also going to have the timer here on my iPad that you can see, but feel free to set your own timer as well. Also, if you are in the Discord community, you can join the sprints over there. So as we do our writing sprints today, I'm going to set up sprints in the Discord. And if you're a member of the Discord, you can go and join the sprint on there as well at the same time. If not, definitely something you want to check out, because it's kind of like these Write With Me live streams, except we're in there every day, all the time, writing together, chatting about our stories. It's kind of like a secret clubhouse for the Writer's Life Wednesdays community. So if you want in on that, you can click the link in the description box below this video to get access. When you join my Patreon at any level, you get access to the Discord. So that's how you get in. I hope to see you guys over there. Okay, so let's get started. Super excited to write with you guys today. Hopefully you have something yummy to drink. I have a lovely chai latte. I know it's summer in Vermont, but summer in Vermont is never very warm in June. So it's still sweater weather and hot tea weather. So that's what I am writing with today. I'm actually going to be working on, comment in the chat and tell me what you're working on today, because I want to know what you'll be writing. But today I am going to be working on the co-write series that I'm working on with my sister, Kate. So if you've been following for a while, you know that I'm working on a urban fantasy action adventure series and co-writing it with my sister, Kate, who I do a podcast with, by the way. And that's what I'm working on today. We are drafting book 3 currently, and we haven't published any of them yet, but I'm so excited to share them with you guys because I think you're gonna love it. Okay, I am starting the sprint in Discord, and I'm going to go ahead and join there. I've actually been writing all day in Discord. So if you guys are in the Discord community, you know that I've been in there sprinting with you guys and working on this chapter. I have 1,800 words so far, so 1825. I'm going to start with that. Otherwise, stay on the live stream, and you can post your word count in the chat once we are finished with this first sprint, if you so desire. Again, word count is not everything. It's important just to show up for yourself. So if word count isn't your thing, don't have to share it. You know, it's totally up to you. Okay, So I'm writing kind of a action scene at the moment, which is kind of an interesting contradiction to my setting here. I have my lovely geraniums and my tea and my window open. I can hear the bird song outside, which is such a lovely writing environment, but it kind of isn't really the mood of what I'm writing, which is funny, but I love it. I love it for anything that I write. Okay, so are you guys ready to get started? I'm going to start my timer, and hopefully you have your works in progress ready to roll. And when the timer rings in 25 minutes, we are going to chat about our stories. I'll answer some questions, and then we'll get into our second writing sprint. Okay, let's set the timer here. Reset right. is timer number 1. Writing sprint number 1 is done. Great job, guys. We're going to take a 5-minute break and then we'll get back into it. So tell me how it went. Tell me in the chat here or in Discord. Let's see. 2086. Let's see how many words that is. $261. Wow, that was better than I thought it would be. Okay. I feel like I spent a lot of time like reading back what I wrote earlier, but got some writing done. Looks like you guys got some great writing done too. You got some words in. Fantastic job. We're going to take a 5-minute break and then get back into it. And in the meantime, I will answer a few questions. While we were on that sprint, I saw a super chat come in from Shay. Thank you so much for the super chat. And I copied over your question so that I wouldn't miss it. But you said, I'm a new writer who struggles with fear and self-doubt. Do you suggest starting with short pieces and writing exercises? Do you suggest sharing your work? My suggestions would be that if you're struggling with self-doubt, to just write for the love of it. Enjoy what you write, have fun with it, enjoy the process. And if you feel like sharing with somebody, go ahead and do that. But don't feel like you have to share in order to become better. What makes you better is just loving it and writing all the time. And don't feel like you have to limit yourself to short stories or writing exercises either. Like, write whatever you want to write. Write the book you want to read. And even if that's a novel, if that's a full-length novel or a series, I think that you shouldn't restrict yourself and your creativity because you feel like you're not at this certain level yet. You know, it's almost like a painter thinking that they can't like paint on really big canvases or really high quality paper. Like, oh, my painting isn't that good, so like I can't paint on anything that good yet. Like that's totally a false belief. So destroy that false belief and enjoy the process. And if you want to go out and do something ambitious, write something ambitious and just have fun with it, you should do that because passion for your art is what makes you better. Showing up for yourself, for your art, and time. That's really what makes you a better writer. A super chat just came in from Lorenzo. Thank you so much for the super chat. Hey, Abby, I don't know if the smoke from the Canadian wildfires is hitting Vermont, but if they are, please be safe. Yes, actually, we have had a lot of smoke lately. It's not as bad today as it was yesterday, but yeah, it's still a bit hazy outside, and it's quite quite crazy because I've never seen it this smoky in Vermont before. So yeah, the air quality has been not too great, but yes. Praying that the wildfires will calm down up in Canada. If any of you are in Canada experiencing or near the wildfires, I pray that you will stay safe and that the fires will go out soon. I pray for rain. We had a little bit of rain last night, which was good. Let's see. I'm going to answer a couple more questions and then we're going to get into our next sprint. Hannah Mays says, what is your favorite revision tip? My favorite revision tip is to, before you start revisions, to write like a letter to yourself, write up a document to yourself of all the things that you love about your book, and all the things that get you really excited and passionate about it, and the things you love about the story, because that I find has been like the number one thing that's helped me so much with revising my work is like keeping in mind the things I love about it, because there will be a time during revisions where you're like, oh my gosh, is there any hope for this book? It's a mess. I don't know if it's even worth working on. And that's when you can go back to those notes you made to yourself of how much you love it, you know, why you're passionate about this book. So that would be my number one tip. I know it doesn't really have to do with actually revising, but it will help so much. It's helped me so much. Let's see. I'm probably going to say your name wrong, but Anahi Itzel. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. Hi, my question is, what is your opinion on skipping ahead to write future chapters? Is it better to write each chapter in chronological order, or does it not matter? I would say whatever you feel comfortable writing. Some people don't like writing out of linear order, and I completely understand that. but other writers can do it. So I think you shouldn't restrict yourself of like, oh, I have to write this in linear order if you feel passionate about a future scene. Like I've found that sometimes when I'm in the plotting process or the outlining process, I'm really passionate about a particular scene, and it will help me just to go ahead and write the scene and save it somewhere and then later to insert it. Because if you feel that inspiration right now for this particular scene, it might be a good idea to just write it now, because you can always revise it. In fact, you're going to revise it, you're going to edit it. So I say follow your passion, follow your heart, and enjoy the process. Okay, let's get into our second writing sprint. For past 5 minutes, it's time to get back to work. I'm going to answer some more questions in the next break. So stay tuned for that. And let's get into our next writing sprint. I'm going to reset the timer and start a new sprint in Discord. Uh, 25 in minutes. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and join the Discord sprint with the same word count. I see you all hopping on there. Awesome. So we're going to get started in just a second. Okay. So set your timers and let's get into our next sprint. Timer number 2. Writing sprint number 2 is done. 2397. Don't get this run out yet. I guess our sprint in Discord didn't run out yet. So I'll put my word count in there in a minute. Hopefully your second writing sprint went well. My keyboard is about to die. It is flashing that it has a very, very low battery. So I will be right back. I'm going to go grab my keyboard power cord. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the delay. I'm actually amazed that the battery has lasted this long. Because when I first started using it, the battery was fully charged, and I've been using the Bluetooth feature, not the hardwired feature. And I've been using it for like several days, and it has lasted a long time. So battery life really good on this. Yeah, let's see. Okay. There's a way to wire it. It's right here. I've not tried this yet, so hopefully it works. I'm still going to answer some questions, so don't worry. I just need to plug this guy in here. And I think I just switched to USB. Yes, allow that. Yay! We're back in business. Okay, awesome. And I'm just going to plug my computer in as well while we're here. Okay. Okay, thank you guys for being patient with me and putting up with my little technical difficulties. Okay, let's answer a few questions and then we'll get into our third writing sprint. Okay, let's see. Angelina asks, any tips for when I write a chapter from the villain's point of view? My tips would be to make them as flawed and conflicted as the protagonist. In fact, possibly even more conflicted and more flawed because, I mean, they're the villain, right? They have some reason for being villainous, some reason for why they do what they do. And I actually have a whole live training on my Patreon all about writing villains. So I would highly recommend that if you want to dig deeper into villains and antagonists and how to write them. But basically, the same rules apply for villains as a protagonist. They have to be conflicted, they have to have fatal flaws. And when you're writing from the villain's point of view, it's important to justify their actions in the through the lens of what they believe. Not that we can justify, them doing bad things, obviously not, but they have to justify it to themselves because every person alive has these reasons for doing what they do, right? We all have misbeliefs and just beliefs that guide our every decision. So, what are your villains' beliefs that justify their behavior, and why do they have a good reason for doing what they do? That's one thing that I would focus on. Let's see. Lily Cole asks, I'm having trouble finding motivation to write. Could you give me some tips? My number one tip for this would be to figure out your why. Like, figure out what is the thing that really makes you passionate about writing. Why do you need to tell stories? What is it that makes you feel alive when you sit down to write? And try to reconnect with that energy, reconnect with that passion, because that's what made you originally love it. So that's what will motivate you to keep doing it. And for myself, I've always found that bringing truths and themes that matter to me, bringing that into my writing has always been what has pushed me to want to write a story, want to tell a story. And it doesn't always have to be something that I even have all together or something that I feel like I've figured out. It can be something that I'm still working through, still learning about life and about relationships and emotions. And I think writing is a great form of self-discovery in that way. Like, I feel like I would not be the person I am, just emotionally and spiritually and psychologically. I would not be the same person if I didn't write. Like, it has given me so much insight in so many different ways. But anyway, philosophy aside, that's one of the reasons that's one of the things that motivates me to write, is like this exploration of truths and beliefs and ideas and themes. And I just love it. It's just something that I've always been passionate about. So remembering your why, and if you can, write it down on a sticky note or write it on your desktop wallpaper or something, somewhere that you will always see it. And write what you love. Don't worry about expectations or what you think you should write or what you think might be saleable or what might sell more. Write what you are personally passionate about. Okay, I'm going to answer one more question and then we're going to get into our next sprint. Oh, hold on. My chat is jumping around. Conan asks, can you have a book end where so many questions are left unanswered? Is this good? About a book series, I mean. Yes, definitely you can do that with a book series, especially because you have this potential of other books that are going to spiral out of this at the ending of this book. In fact, that's one of the ways that I really love to end a book in a series that's going to have a book come after it, is to basically end with the inciting incident for the next book. So you should have unanswered questions. However, if you're not going to be returning to some of the plots and the threads in the previous book, I would recommend tying up those things, answering those questions that are not going to continue into the next book. So if you have maybe a thread with a subplot or a side character and it's left unresolved at the end of book one, but then in book two, we don't even see that side character, your readers will probably feel kind of let down and confused of like, what happened there? I have so many questions. So in that case, I would recommend wrapping it up. But if it's like, I want to, open this whole can of worms for the next book, then go for it, because that can be a really great way to set up conflicts for future books. And that's actually something that I'm doing here, that me and Kate are doing with our book series that I'm currently working on today. So yeah, lots of application to these principles happening right now. Okay, so let's get back into writing. I'm going to reset this timer and I'm going to start the next sprint. Yeah, I was running around getting my keyboard cord, so I didn't enter my words, my word count into Discord, but it's okay. I'll just adjust. My starting word count is 2,397. Okay, so if you're in Discord, go ahead and join the sprint there. Otherwise, I'm going to reset the timer here. 25 minutes, and let's get back into it. Promise no technical difficulties this time. Okay. timer number 3, right? Sprint number 3. Around the 3rd sprint, I start to forget how many sprints we've done. But yes, it was sprint number 3. Sprint number 3 is done. Great job, guys. Excellent work. Type in the chat. Tell me how it went. So many of you guys are still with me. It's so awesome to see that. You guys are killing it. Keep going. Keep writing. We're going to take a quick 5-minute break, and 2739, that is my new word count. So 342 new words on that sprint. Yay! Super happy with that. This scene is just coming along very nicely. So I'm excited about that. Okay, I'm going to answer a few more questions, and then we're going to get into our 4th and final writing sprint. Okay, so let's see. Let's see. Question from Jenna. What is your favorite way to go about building your book playlists? That's a great question. I really enjoy making playlists for all my stories, and where I start is just kind of choosing some songs that fit my characters' beliefs, their personalities, maybe some of their conflicts that they're going to face throughout the story, and like the vibe. So it doesn't even have to be necessarily like lyrically fit the characters, but it has to fit the character's vibe. And a lot of times that helps me just to write the character's personality. If I can find music that kind of encapsulates their personality, I usually make a playlist for several playlists for any given writing project. I'll make one for the book that has lyrical songs, and then one for like the soundtrack that I listen to that's like instrumentals only. Also for just the book itself. And then usually I make playlists for all my main characters as well. So depending on how many main characters I have, I like making individual playlists for them so I can just kind of listen to that while I am brainstorming their conflicts or writing their point of view. But it's super fun. Nika asked, what am I writing today? I'm working on the co-write series that I'm doing with my sister. It's an urban fantasy action adventure series, and it's a lot of fun. I can't wait to share it with you guys. But yeah, we're working on the climax of book 3. So we've been drafting and kind of building up an inventory, and we're going to work on editing this year, editing the first book and getting that ready to publish. So really excited about that. Book Lover asked, how do I get my main character to do things that move the plot forward in the 2nd act? So by do things, I assume you mean like make decisions and take actions that move the plot forward. The best way to do this is to really hone in on what your character wants. What is the goal they're pursuing, and how are they pursuing it? What is their like plan for making this goal happen? What I try to do whenever I'm having difficulties with active characters, like trying to make a character more active, is I focus on really sharpening their goal. Like, how can I simplify and make it as simple and clear as possible of what they want and how they're going to get it, or how they think they're going to get it. So that's really where the 3-act story structure comes in. And I talk a lot about the 3-act story structure on my channel. It is not your average 3-act story structure, because the way I approach it is kind of from a psychological, character-driven perspective, where every story beat has to matter to the character's internal conflicts. So if you want to learn more about that, go to my channel. And on my channel, you will find a playlist that is called How to Write a Novel with a 3-Act Story Structure. And that's a 13-part series that I did with story examples, breaking down every beat of the story structure. And I think that will help you a lot with these different plot points and moving the story forward. Okay, let's answer 2 more questions. I know I'm getting close to my time here. How do you add scenes? This is from Oceans. How do you add scenes or of your character preparing for another part of their journey without it making it feel like filler? That's a good question. I hate filler and I hate writing filler. So my advice for making something not filler would be to make it matter. Just find ways to make it matter, whether that means taking a minute for your character to reflect upon their internal conflict, reflect upon their motivations, maybe some of their fears, maybe some of their expectations. That's what's going to make it feel like it's important, right? Like the reader is going to feel like, okay, this matters because the character isn't just physically preparing, they're mentally preparing, they're emotionally preparing, they're setting expectations and making plans, and they have this idea of how this thing is going to go. And bonus points if it doesn't go that way. Bonus points if you make it completely opposite of what they thought it was going to be and just completely shatter their expectations. That can be a fun way to make your characters wrong about something. Always a great way to introduce more conflict. Let's see, a super chat just came in from Allie Dragon Rider. Thank you so much, Allie, for the super chat. I love my characters, but have fallen out of love with my story. How do I love my story again? Oh man, it's a difficult thing sometimes when you fall out of love with your story, but I have a video for that. Quite recently, I posted a video about my brainstorming process and how to come up with new, unique ideas for your story. So check that out. That's on my channel. I posted it like a couple months ago. You'll see it's called How to Come Up with New Unique Ideas for Your Story, I think is what it's called. And in that video, I kind of talk about just different ways that you can brainstorm and add new things to your story to make it more something that you would love, something that you feel passionate about. And one of my go-to ways to do that is to add a trope that you know you're a sucker for. Like that's one of my favorite ways to make myself love my story again. Is just adding things that I know I love, things that feel like comfort food to it feels like eating comfort food to go to this story and write it. That's what it should feel like. Okay. Last question from Mallory. How do you super chat? Thank you so much for the super chat. How do you write dreams for your characters that will entertain and interest your readers, but still matter to the character's internal conflict? Well, I think your answer is kind of in the question there. You have to make it matter to their internal conflict. Like, what are they going to be dreaming about that pertains to a real struggle they deal with in real life? Is it a good dream or is it a bad dream? And if so, why? Maybe they dream about something they're afraid of, something they are dreading happening, or some event that they anticipate will go bad, and they're having a nightmare about the worst case scenario. Well, that shows us right away what some of their ideas and some of their beliefs are, because they have this fear that's kind of deep-seated in their subconscious of what might happen. Or maybe it's a dream of something that already happened in the past, and that's like the root of what's happening to them now, what they're dealing with now. So there's so many different ways to leverage dreams, but like you said, I mean, the answer is kind of in your question of bringing the internal conflict, bringing the meaning behind the dream, right? Bringing that into the situation here. And one more super chat from Albino Reaper. Thank you so much for the super chat, everybody. I love you guys so much, and I so appreciate your support of my channel. Okay, let's get into our final writing sprint. I've been talking for too long, so let's get into our last writing sprint. I'm going to set that up in the Discord. 25 and I don't know if I'm going to finish this scene, but it would be cool if I could. I'm really close to the end, so let's see. I'm going to join with the same word count. And get my timer going. Okay, so let's get into it. Last sprint of today's session. Get your timers ready. Join in the Discord if you're in Discord. Otherwise, stay on the live stream, and we will talk in 25 minutes. Okay, let's finish strong, everybody. Good luck. Sprint number 4 is done. Excellent job, guys. Way to go. Way to stick with it and continue writing. You guys are amazing. I hope this was an awesome session for you. Let me know in the chat how your last sprint went. I'd love to know. My last sprint was really good. I was like getting super into it. I didn't want to stop. But hopefully I'll have a little bit of time later to finish this scene. But for now, thank you guys so much for joining me today. I'm so happy you were able to join me for this writing session and be a part of it. 3101 is my final word count. So I wrote 362 words in that last sprint, and I think a total of like 1,000 or 1,500 words while we've been sitting here. So good writing session for sure for me. Hope you guys had a good writing session as well. And there's going to be a lot more of these writing sessions as we go throughout the month of June. So this is a virtual writing retreat. If you didn't hear me say that at the very beginning, this is a month-long event here on my channel. We are getting together twice a week on these live writing sessions, Write With Me live streams, to write together and hang out and chat about stories. And I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you had a good time writing with me today. And I hope to see you in the next one. The next one's happening Saturday. And I think I'm going to do it a little bit later in the day. So we'll see. It'll be either later in the day or like around noon. I'm not sure yet. Each writing session is going to be different times to make up for the differences in time zone so that more of you guys can join me. If you weren't able to join this time, maybe you'll be able to join next time. So I will see you guys this Saturday at that live stream. And I want to thank you all so much for coming to this session, for being a part of it. Again, if you want to be part of the Discord community where we hang out every day and write together, do writing sprints, and chat about our stories, you can join the Discord by joining my Patreon at any level, and the link to that is in the description box below this video. So check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, join me for my next writing session. It's happening Saturday this weekend. And I'm not sure what time yet, but you will see the watch page go up if you subscribe to this channel. So subscribe so you don't miss that, turn on notifications, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you guys again so much for joining me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Until next time, rock on.